This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, earlier today, 29-year-old Benjamin Bouchard of Brewer was sentenced to multiple years in prison.
The sentence comes after he pleaded guilty to sexual assault charges. Our Doug Banks has the details.
At the Penobscot Judicial Center on Tuesday, former athletic trainer Benjamin Bouchard of Brewer was sentenced to 9 years in prison, with all but 3 years suspended. Bouchard was found guilty on 3 counts: gross sexual assault, unlawful sexual contact, and criminal restraint. After completing his sentence, Bouchard will serve 6 years probation, but may serve the remainder of his prison term if he violates those conditions. These charges stem from 2015, and it wasn't until 2021 when the victim sued Bouchard, the Brewer School Department, and Bouchard's employer, which later led to those charges. The lawsuit, which is currently pending in U.S. District Court, seeks $15 million in damages. Oral arguments are expected to begin next month. In Bangor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A Maine man has pleaded guilty to assaulting a law enforcement officer during the January 6th breach of the U.S. Capitol. According to court records, 40-year-old Matthew Brackley of Waldoboro attended the Stop the Steal rally before making his way to the U.S. Capitol building. Brackley entered the crypt where a large group of rioters had filled the room and pushed against a line of Capitol police officers. The rioters eventually overwhelmed the officers and gained further access into the Capitol. Officers tried to stop him again in the Senate chamber, but he leaned forward, pushing through them. Brackley pushed against officers a third time in the chamber. He will be sentenced in May.
Former Maine gubernatorial candidate Elliot Cutler has been released early from the Hancock County Jail. In May of last year, Cutler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of possession of child pornography. Prosecutors say Cutler possessed more than 80,000 images of children being sexually abused. Under a plea deal, the judge accepted a 4-year sentence with only 9 months to actually be served. Cutler began serving his sentence in June. His release today comes about a month and a half early. He is now on probation for 6 years and must register as a sex offender for life.
Waterville police are looking for a suspect following an armed robbery. They were called to a Big Apple convenience store on Elm Street last night after someone held up the business around 7 o'clock. The suspect had already fled the scene by the time officers arrived. According to the Morning Sentinel, police used a dog to search for the suspect, but there's no word on how that search ended. We'll bring you any updates as we get them.
Maine State Police have identified the 2 people who were killed in a multi-vehicle crash in Washington County earlier this week. They say 35-year-old Tiffany Tinker was driving and 36-year-old Jennifer Sutherland was a passenger. Both are from New Brunswick, Canada. The crash occurred on Route 9 near Township 30 around 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. Maine State Police say Tinker and Sutherland were in a small sedan traveling westbound on Route 9 when they lost control of their vehicle coming around a corner and veered into the lane of an oncoming log truck. Roadway conditions appear to have been a factor in the crash. The operator of the log truck wasn't injured, and that crash is still under investigation.
Today, the Maine Department of Transportation announced a record $4.7 billion in projects for the next 3 years. Our David Ledford has details on what to expect in your area.
People just driving around will go, there's a lot going on.
The Maine DOT released this year's version of its 3-year work plan. The department puts out a new plan each January, but this one is the largest they've ever announced. Crews are slated to work on 2,672 different work items with a total value of $4.74 billion, thanks to state and federal funding. A portion of those funds will go towards creating infrastructure for electric vehicle charging.
We're doing work on the bus system, Bangor's Community Connector bus storage facility. And they're going to put charging equipment there, and it's close to $10 million.
And improving public transit.
We just started additional runs from Bangor to Portland with an existing bus service. Take care of those kind of inner city needs for people that don't have an automobile.
Across the state, the department will carry out several major projects, as seen on your screen, including construction of a hybrid ferry to travel between Lincolnville and Islesboro. upgrades to the Bangor International Airport, and an $84 million bypass in Presque Isle. There will also be plenty of construction on highways and bridges across the state, and a large portion of the funds will go towards upgrading existing transportation systems. And there are plans to address the impact of Maine's weather on roads and bridges.
There's a couple of bridges in Old Town, Stillwater Avenue bridges. Our goal is to build the first bridges that can't rust using technology from the University of Maine.
For more information on projects happening in your area, view the Maine DOT's 2024 work plan on maine.gov and search by municipality. In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The use of flavored tobacco products has been a hot-button issue for a few years, and now more groups are voicing their support for a bill that would end the sale of flavored tobacco products in Maine. Nearly 40 organizations in the Environmental Coalition of Maine have added their voices to support LD 1215, which was passed in the Senate last year and is expected to be taken up in the House in the coming months. According to the coalition, tobacco products have a big environmental impact here in Maine.
A 2022 World Health Organization report documents the tobacco industry's environmental damage. This report shows carbon emissions from the tobacco industry are equivalent to 1/5 of the airline industry's annual CO2 emissions. That's a lot. The report also shows that cigarette filters, which contain microplastics, are the second highest form of plastic. They're so little and they're so awful, of plastic pollution worldwide.
If passed, LD 1215 would make it illegal for flavored tobacco products, including vape liquid and disposable vape cartridges, to be sold in the state. Supporters say the tobacco industry targets kids with sweet and fruity flavors.
The Secretary of State has confirmed the Libertarian Party as a qualified party in Maine. To be qualified, there must be at least 5,000 members of that party enrolled. Qualified party status means the Libertarian Party will have ballot access for general elections, including the presidential race. The Libertarians joined the Democratic, Republican, Green, Independent, and No Labels parties as qualified parties in Maine. The state's 2024 primaries will be held under the new semi-open primary law. Unenrolled voters now have the option to vote in any primary without having to enroll in a party.
Well, environmental legislation and climate change were the focus at the State House today. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard hears from both sides of the aisle about what they think needs to be done.
Faced with the widespread destruction of the environment, people everywhere are coming to understand that we cannot continue to use the goods of the earth as we have in the past. The gradual depletion of the ozone layer and the related greenhouse effect has now reached crisis proportions.
Climate change and the environment were front and center at the State House on Thursday. Representative Rebecca Millett, a Democrat from Cape Elizabeth, sponsored a joint resolution calling for Congress to act and pass a non-proliferation treaty to reduce fossil fuel use. The measure was largely opposed by House Republicans, but passed by a vote of 74 to 55. One climate-related bill making its way for a public hearing early next week has to do with reducing natural gas use in Maine.
The scientists have been clear that we need to halt all new fossil fuel projects now if we want to avoid irreversible climate chaos.
We highlighted a bill that would direct the state of Maine to rethink the role that natural gas plays in our energy system. LD 2077 is an act regarding customer costs and the environmental and health effects of natural gas.
Opponents of the bill say people should be able to choose whatever heating source they want for their homes, and it shouldn't be restricted by legislation.
This misguided legislation is part of the Democrat Party's fast and furious approach to end the use of fossil fuels in the state of Maine. At a time when we should be expanding our natural gas pipeline capacity to grow industry and create jobs, this legislation prohibits that expansion. This whatever-it-takes approach to climate change being used by legislative Democrats is going to lead to more Mainers being unemployed and homeless.
The bill, LD 2077, will have a public hearing on Tuesday at 1 p.m. A link to read the full bill will be available on our website. At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, and looking outdoors now, we know the temperature is slowly, gradually ticking down over the course of this week.
Didn't get that high today to begin with.
It really didn't. However, the sun was shining and it felt relatively nice out there.
Yeah, it was. Always the big difference is whether the wind is blowing. And if you're lucky enough to have relatively calm winds or no wind during a day, then even super cold temperatures don't feel as bad. So I think that's kind of what we saw today. As in terms of what we're going to see later on for the rest of the evening, let's go ahead and get a first check of our forecast.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. All right, finally feels like winter outside, right? 5 inches of snow here in town. Up north, though, oh boy, a lot more snow is on the ground. Some places, guys, just north and west of Greenville, over a foot of snow. So yes, finally feeling like winter for all those snow lovers. Good sign for us. For now, though, lots of clouds out there, a couple of flurries here and there, but for the most part, we are in the clear and just staying dry. And of course, you guys know, really, really cold. Look at these low temperatures we had earlier this morning, 7 degrees. It was definitely cold outside. A couple of spots back in the teens, but overall, though, single digits, and it was cold. Another cold night out there tonight. Lows will be hovering in the single digits as well. A couple of spots will even dip below 0. So you want to bundle up out there and make sure you have your layers for tomorrow morning. Overnight tonight, though, we are going to continue to cool off. Couple of clouds here and there. Temperatures will be back in the single digits. Beth and Peter?
And cool off is putting it gently.
Yeah, seriously. All right, we'll be bundling up. Thanks, Conrad. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, some Maine veterans will be getting some heating assistance thanks to a donation from a local business.
And a restaurant has had to shut its doors early this season, but they're making the best of their unused inventory. We'll explain coming up.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
What's happening at the Penobscot Ice Arena?
Youth hockey leagues. Public skating. Stick and puck. Birthday party.
Adult hockey leagues.
Frozen Friday laser light skate.
Lace up your skates today at Penobscot Ice Arena in Brewer. For more info, visit penobscoticearena.org.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
D.A. Pearson Heating Oil, Electrify Maine, Healing Hands Massage, Huff Power Sports, Katahdin General Store, and Ye Old General Store.
People ask me all the time, are those commercials really true? Does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. We really have gotten millions of dollars for Mainers hurt by commercial vehicles. And the insurance companies know when you call the twos, we're going to fight for you. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. A generous donation by Coastal Auto Parts in Ellsworth will help provide heating assistance to Maine veterans. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
Really excited. Really, this is the first time we've ever been able to do anything like this.
Working with the Maine Veterans Project, Coastal Auto Parts was able to raise $10,000 over the span of 2 months.
We've grown it to the size, and now to be able to give back to the organizations in the state and help out the communities in other ways, to be able to keep them warm, keep them happy, and just help out Doc and what he's doing with his organization.
The money raised from the partnership goes directly to R.H. Foster, who will distribute the fuel. Any veteran interested in receiving fuel assistance can call the Maine Veterans Project, where you could speak to Doc Goodwin and he'll help you out.
Last year we delivered over 12,000 gallons of heating fuel, which was by and far our biggest year yet. And I'm incredibly proud to say that last year the Maine Veterans Project was able to help every single eligible veteran that reached out to us for heating fuel.
Goodwin says he's thankful for the partnership.
They call us and ask, how can we help? And that right there means the world. When a company reaches out and says, we want to be part of the solution, that's amazing.
Veterans who are interested in receiving fuel assistance must also be part of R.H. Foster's coverage area, which includes Somerset, Hancock, Waldo, Penobscot, and Washington counties. Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A restaurant in Southwest Harbor has to cut their season short due to damage sustained in the recent storms. However, they're making the best of it by putting their extra inventory to good use. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
Our guys go fish 6 to 7 days a week, depending on the time of the year. It's just what we do.
Beal's Lobster Pier has been providing fresh seafood to Southwest Harbor for decades. But after sustaining damage from the recent storms, they have been forced to shut their doors for the rest of the winter.
You know, pretty drastic up and down the coast of Maine for sure. These are the two strongest storms we've seen back to back, and you know, some of my fishermen are telling me ever.
However, they are not letting their food go to waste as they are donating their frozen food inventory to local food banks, soup kitchens, and charities to help those in need.
You know, as a company, as a family, one of our big primary things is taking care of folks around us when we can.
It's, I hope it's making lemonade out of lemons.
Local Tom Marinke was picking up frozen lobster meat to deliver to the Neighborhood House Community Center in Mount Desert. He says efforts like these are incredibly impactful.
But we really appreciate this, and this will go to the community. So it's really nice of Beal's to do this.
The restaurant is expected to remain closed until this spring as they focus on repairs. But Snyder says they will help anyone they can while supplies last.
And ready for another season, and we're looking forward to it. So that's where we're at.
In Southwest Harbor, Grace Blanchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Just a really thoughtful way to disperse of that inventory, and you know what a treat for the people who get to have some lobster.
Some
too.
lobster meat. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, sounds great. You know, it's a shame to see that restaurants and businesses are incurring those kinds of losses. You know, it's not easy to be a small business in general.
Right.
But you know, if you could put sort of a positive spin on things and at least help people out as you're struggling, that's just really an amazing thing to do and very indicative of the Maine spirit.
It is. Hats off.
All right.
Still to come on ABC7 News at 6. Ellsworth Cheerleading is looking to defend their Big East title up in Presque Isle this weekend.
We'll have that story and much more right after the break.
Do you have a wet basement, nasty crawl space, settling foundation, sinking concrete, or clogged gutters? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basement-y. For over 30 years, thousands of homeowners throughout Maine and southeastern New Hampshire have trusted TC Hafford. Basement waterproofing, crawl space repair, stabilizing foundations, concrete leveling, and gutter installation. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basement-y.
Quitting smoking, vaping, and other tobacco may be tough, but you can do it. Even if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. Working with a quit coach increases your chances of successfully quitting, especially combined with quit medications. That's why each quit program through the Maine Quit Link offers free patches, gum, and/or lozenges and helps you build a customized quit plan. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainequitlink.com. It's free and it works.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
When the acres add up, so does the work.
The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, it features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start with some news out of the cheer mat. Defending Class B state champs Ellsworth, they're looking to start their comp season on a high note at the Big East Championships this Saturday in Presque Isle. The Eagles are also defending Big East champs, are coming off of a weekend where they had the top score at the Maine Cheer Coaches Association Showcase. Great sign for things to come. Even with how young this squad is, the defending state champs carry over a lot from last season. They believe the experience they had at last year's event will give them an upper hand this weekend.
I feel like we're definitely a little bit better than last year because we know what to expect. We have a lot of strong skills and a lot of strong tumbling. It's just about putting it all together and doing it with each other. But overall, we just have to do our job.
They've all been working very hard. They all have a very common goal, and I think they're ready to go start the season off at Big East and see what they can do.
So after the Big East tournament comes the PVC Championship and then the regionals, and ultimately states roll around in February. While the Eagles are confident in their chances to repeat at states, they are taking it day by day, comp by comp. And that's something they hope to improve on from last year. And it's a key mindset to have, especially with the margin of error in the sport being so slim.
Last year we didn't actually win PVCs because we all were so on the high from winning Big East and looking towards the bigger picture. So I think this year that teaches us to take it step by step, and it's not just states that we're looking forward, we're looking at each individual competition.
Looking forward, we just are hoping that Big East ends the way that we hope, but it's literally one slip of the hand and it's a score change.
All right, wishing them luck there. Let's move on to some football now. Super Bowl 58 is just a few weeks away. Can you believe that? And we know the Patriots aren't heading there, but one of their biggest fans will be, and he hasn't missed one big game yet. Don Chrisman out of Kennebunk has been to 57 of 57 Super Bowls, one of just a few people in the world in that club. So far during his streak, there were 2 times it almost ended, Super Bowl II and Super Bowl 32. As for this season, before Thursday, Don was on the fence, but Joe Russo of Verizon flew up to Maine this year and presented him with a super gift, 2 tickets to this year's game in Las Vegas. Don says he was shocked and overwhelmed, but can't wait to keep the streak alive. And now we wait and see what happens next winter.
25, that seemed, crazy. And here we are now at almost 60. I even have trouble believing it. Does that make any sense? Yeah, I felt I was near the surrender point. It's got to end sometime. But now it lives on again for another year, and we'll see what next year brings. Here's my first seat, $12. All
right, that is an awesome story right there. Every year he gets to go makes me a little bit happier. That's all the time we have for sports right now. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad?
Thank you, Tyler. Our main weather today is brought to you by Fire Farms. Fire Farms is Belfast's #1 dispensary, offering a great selection of pipes, water pipes, CBD products, and much more. And another cold day out there. 20s outside, upper 20s right by the coast, and teens up north. Check out Greenville, 19 degrees as a high temperature earlier today. And of course, cold air is here. Wind chill advisories have been posted north of the Millinocket area, north of Greenville as well. You got to go well up north into state to get into those wind chill advisories that are in effect till around 9 a.m. on Friday. So please, please layer up out there. The cold air is going to continue to stick around. Check this out. Friday, Saturday, teens outside. Then we warm back up, some lower 30s by Monday into Tuesday. Then Wednesday, same story. So finally, slightly above average temperatures, but in general, though, still wintry-like conditions will stick around. Now, lake effect snow still all over the upstate New York region. Pennsylvania getting in on some snow right now, but Buffalo, oh boy, they've been getting a lot of snow the last several days. Some places around town have gotten over 2 feet of snow, and we still have a lot more to go. Pretty much by Sunday, that's when that lake effect snow machine will be turned off. For us, though, not much to worry about. There's clouds in the area. Of course, you guys know it's cold, but in general, though, we are staying dry. As some good news for us, and it's feeling like winter, right? We got 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground. Millinocket area, especially into Greenville, we have a lot more snow. Some places well over 1 foot of snow. So it definitely is more like what it should be for this time of year. I know it's been a very slow start to winter, but slowly making up for that lost time. We do have a light breeze around 10 miles an hour in town. Bar Harbor is at 9, Machias, a little bit stronger winds out there. 14 mile per hour sustained winds. Of course, wind gusts are closer to 20, 25 miles per hour in some spots. Combined with those cooler temperatures, oh boy, it just feels a lot colder than that. Overnight tonight, though, bitterly cold temperatures, guys. It's going to be 2 degrees, mainly clear skies, and of course that feels like temperature will be way colder than that. We're talking 10 below 0 as a feels like temperature, especially by those morning hours. Tomorrow, though, a lot better. 20 degrees as a high, increasing clouds, though, so we're going to continue to see lots of sunshine by the morning hours, and then a lot of clouds start to roll in into those afternoon hours. A light breeze once again. Our extended forecast outlook does show teens outside on Saturday, 20s by Sunday, and then finally, Monday into Tuesday, we start to see warmer air return. So above average temperatures will be back. We're talking low 30s outside, but for the most part, we're going to stay dry. Beth and Peter?
Never mind those low 30s. They work.
Yeah, seriously, right? We'll
they
take
do.
it.
As opposed to like 5.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a lot better.
All right, well, there's still more to come. Stay with us.
It's easy to think that all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high commission investment products, right?
Nope, Fisher avoids them.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Never at Fisher Investments.
Okay, then you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we structure our fees so we do better when clients do better. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2024 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional and extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar. Celebrate the new year with unbeatable values during our New Year blowout sale. Save up to 60% on clearance items here at the Furniture Gallery. Support our main family-owned business and save money. Happy New Year from our family to yours. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Newport, and North Windham.
For the first time, the Maine Association of Broadcasters named a television station of the year for excellence. ABC7 and Fox 22 are honored to be the very first station awarded this achievement.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole blacklight mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
Is that a new generator at your house?
Yep, a Generac automatic standby generator from Valley Home Services. They just installed it. Wished I'd done it sooner.
Comes on automatically?
Yep, no more standing out in the cruddy weather tugging on a rope to start.
Powers your well pump?
Does the whole house. You can come over next time the power goes out. I went with Valley because they'll service and maintain it.
What's the number? I want my own.
Here you go. call Valley Home Services to install a Generac automatic standby generator for your home today.
Tonight, the dangerous cold across the country as new storms threaten millions. Plus, where the funding fights stand as lawmakers rush to avoid a shutdown. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Welcome back, and finally tonight, the United Way of Kennebec Valley announced fundraising success this year that will help them support area nonprofits. More than 160 people from local businesses, nonprofit agencies, and other community organizations gathered for a breakfast at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta. The United Way of Kennebec Valley announced they surpassed their goal this year by raising more than $1,900,000. The money will be used to help support 58 nonprofits or school-based programs in the Kennebec Valley. That's a huge accomplishment, more than $1 million.
That is no small feat, but it also sounds like they have plenty of organizations who need their help.
Yeah.
So we know that money will go to good use.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, that is going to do it for us, folks. From everyone here at ABC 7 News, take care and have a great rest of your night. Stay warm.